Okay, good morning to sir and fellow friend. This is our group, which is me, Razimi, Akmal, Norzikula, and Aiman. So our group is Elite Consultant, which is the topic is Porter Frame Construction Proposal. So we start with Jimmy, which is the advantage and disadvantage for this topic.
For advantage of massive roof and cellular beam, first, cost effectiveness. Inexpensive yet efficient use of material. Build up of hot roll angel sections laces together in such a way that reduce material consumption yet provide optimal support. Can even be prefabricated, which further reduce construction costs. Second, flexibility. The overall frame maintains its structural integrity, can withstand a reasonable amount of force, various dimensions can be adjusted accordingly, unsupported lengths, space between members, areas of the different elements, overall span and rafter sizes are among a few parameters that can be varied to suit design consideration. For the advantage of massed roof and cellular beam, first, has a poor resistance to fire. It bends easily when hot, although still is incombustible. Second, design difficulties. Difficulties in calculation. Constructing a proto frame involves more than just cutting components to size and welding them together.
Okay, this is the next slide, which is the job sequencing massage water frame. The first one is design consideration. This is to provide the designer with a graph of the independence of the structure and so many aspects with its final construction. So thus the dedication required at each step can be taken and warmness of the application. Okay, the second one is choice of material section, which is the structure usually specific in grade 335 steel, and the second is class 1 plastic section must be used at highest position that rotate in the plastically constructed for portal frames while and the second one is frame dimension, which is the class 2 compact part can be used elsewhere, and the overall height and breadth of the frame are critical decision at the concept design stage. And then the since they provide to approach operate the clear internal dimension and clearance for the building internal function. That's it. Okay, this is the second part, which is the clearance span and height. The first one, the clear distance between the flanks of the two columns is likely to be specified by the client. So thus the span will be increased by the section depth. And then any requirement for the masonry of block work, which is around the column, shall be determined because it may alter the design span. And then the second is when a clear internal height is provided, it is often measured from the finished floor after to the underside of the structure or suspended ceiling if present. So and the second is main frame, which is this is the typical frame is criteria by. Okay, the first one is must be between in 15 and 50 mm, and then the clear height from a top of floor of the other side of the house between 5 until 12 m, and then the roof pitch between 5 degree and 10 degree, and 6 degree is the commonly adopted. Then a frame spacing between 6 and 8 m, then the hunch in the rafter at the if and aspect. Then the second is stiffness ratio between a column and rafter section of approximately 1.5 and then light gauge purlin and side rail, and the last one is light gauge diagonal styles from a purlin and side rails to restand the inside flank of the frame is certain for any location. So that's it. Thank you. Okay, this is the third slide, which is the haunch dimension. In general, the haunch length means the hogging moments at the end of the haunch is roughly equivalent to the highest sagging moment near to the peak, and then the distance between the rafter axis to the bottom to the haunch is about 2% of the span. And then the apex haunch can be made of plate or cut from a roller section of the same size, which is like a rafter. So normally the apical haunch is not usually modeled in the frame. So analysis and is only used to facilitate a bolt connection. And then the second is position of wrist stand, which is the later in the design process. Stability again, the bucking must be tested and constraint must be strategically placed. So the buckling resistance is more likely to be important when choosing a column size as seen. There is usually less leeway to position, and then to meet the design requirement, real location may be controlled by door or windows in the elevation. And then the second one is the internal section size will be determined by the bucking resistance, which is it is also critical to determine at the early stage is if the site can be employed to confine the columns. So only continuous side rails provide operate resistance. And then the last one is side rails that interpret by roller shutter doors do not provide enough the resistance. So that's it for me. That's all.
Next, I would like to explain about time. Steel frame structure can save time by reducing construction time and allowing a large scale project to be complete in a matter of weeks. This steel can be easily manufactured and delivered, saving time during the construction process. And the steel frames are prefabricated and ready to assemble by bolting or welding the pieces together right away. The portal frames has advantage to be quick and simple to construct for use on the construction site. Next, we take a look at the cost. It saves a labor cost by not requiring a large amount of manpower on the construction site. The steel frame structure is also long-lasting and require a little maintenance. The result in the lower maintenance cost. The steel is relatively inexpensive when compared to the other structural material, which is timber. The use of portal frame is very efficient because the majority of the construction works is complete in the factory and only needs to be installed in the location. Can use a clear sheet roof to provide a neutrality, and within 15 to the 45 meter allow for more spanning of member without the use of the columns. The structure use gussets and rigid knee joint to increase the structure strength, as well as diagonal bracing to keep it from moving.
For the safety, the frame is fire resistant. Basically, no have building material is fireproof. All of material can be risked to be fire, but cellular and mansard frame material is steel, and it has the structure of frame to speed slowly of fire. Steel structure is ensure the design construct with strict standard in test on lab. The frame of steel is more better if compared to wood, such as pole barn, which is the speed the fire fastly. For maintenance, steel portal frame is less for maintenance because the material are strong, and natural wear and tear it have to any building. But for material like wood is less durable if we compare with steel. less durable of wool will deteriorate at much faster rate than steel, and it will affect where that need to more time to maintenance. But for steel is more durable. The frame are no need to do maintenance in frequently, and contributing the more structure integrity and decreasing the chance be the dangerous damage.
I will be presenting our proposed project drawing. As you can see, this is our level 1 structure plan, and you can see the foundation of the structure itself. And this is our level 2 structure plan. This is our level 3 structural plan. This is the east elevation of our proposed drawing, and as you can see, this is the main entrance to the structure. And this is our north elevation. As you can see, this is our 3D view of the building structure, and this building structure is connected using a connector, which is bolted connectors.